In a busy town lived a man named Raghav. Outwardly, he had everything people dream of: a thriving business, a luxurious house, and a family that loved him. But inside, he carried a hidden emptiness. He was always chasing more. More money, more success, more recognition. Whenever he achieved something, instead of celebrating, he immediately asked himself, "What's next?" Gratitude was a word absent from his dictionary. His wife often reminded him, "Raghav, shouldn't we be thankful for what we already have?" Not everyone is as fortunate as us, but Raghav brushed her words aside. Thankfulness doesn't grow a business. Hard work and ambition do, he would reply. One evening, after a long day, Raghav drove home angrily. A deal he thought was certain had slipped through his fingers. He was lost in thoughts of frustration when his car suddenly broke down on a deserted road. As he waited for help, he saw a young boy walking barefoot, holding a bundle of newspapers. The boy came closer, smiled, and asked, "Sir, do you want today's newspaper?" Raghav, irritated, replied, "No, I don't need it." The boy smiled again and said, "That's okay, sir. I hope your car gets fixed soon. At least you have a car. I walk miles every day to sell these papers, but I'm thankful. I have legs to walk, eyes to read, and people who buy my papers. That's enough for me." His words struck Raghav like lightning. Here was a boy with nothing compared to him, yet his heart was filled with gratitude. And here was Raghav, with wealth and comfort, yet filled with complaints. That night, Raghav couldn't sleep. He remembered his childhood when his father would make him say a prayer of thanks before every meal. His father would say, "Son, if you forget gratitude, you forget the real joy of living." But somewhere along the path of ambition, he had buried that lesson. The next morning, when his daughter offered him a handmade card that said, "Thank you, Papa, for working so hard for us," tears filled his eyes. He realized he had never once thanked his family for their love and support. Raghav began to notice something he had ignored for years. His employees worked day and night, yet he rarely acknowledged them. His wife sacrificed her own dreams for the family, yet he never said, "Thank you." His parents prayed for his success, yet he hadn't visited them in months. He suddenly understood the cost of ignoring gratitude. It wasn't about losing money. It was about losing connections, peace, and joy. Without gratitude, even the greatest success feels empty. Without gratitude, relationships weaken. Without gratitude, life feels like an endless chase. Determined to change, Raghav started small. The next day at work, he called his employees together and said, "I want to thank all of you. This company stands because of your hard work. From today, I promise to value your efforts more." The employees were shocked. Some even clapped. For the first time, they felt seen and appreciated. At home, he hugged his wife and said, "I never thanked you for all that you've done. I couldn't have reached here without you." She smiled warmly, the kind of smile he hadn't seen in years. He began writing down 3 things he was grateful for every night. Soon, he noticed a change. The anger that once consumed him softened. The emptiness began to fill with peace. Months later, at a business gathering, someone asked Raghav, "What's the secret of your calmness these days?" "Earlier, you were always restless." Raghav smiled and said, "Gratitude. I used to chase success and still felt poor. Now I count my blessings and I feel richer than ever." He continued, "We spend our lives chasing what we don't have and ignore what we do. But gratitude is the key that unlocks happiness. The cost of ignoring gratitude is losing the very joy we are chasing. Raghav's life didn't just change outwardly. It changed from within. His relationships grew stronger, his work environment flourished, and his heart finally felt light. The boy with the newspapers had unknowingly given him the greatest gift. The reminder that gratitude turns little into enough. And without it, even abundance feels like nothing. And so, the story of Raghav teaches us a powerful lesson. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you. It's about seeing life differently. When was the last time you paused to thank someone in your life? Maybe a parent, a friend, or even yourself. Tell us in the comments what you are grateful for today. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. It helps us keep bringing you more inspiring stories like this one.